In 2025, I am swearing off of New Year's resolutions. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and today I am going to be discussing the healthy and productive habits that I want to continue doing in 2025. So around the time of the beginning of the new year, there is always so much talk about New Year's resolutions, what we're going to change, how we're going to become different people and transform our lives. However, New Year's resolutions are quit so frequently, and I personally kind of hate the idea of waiting until the new year to begin something new and make a positive change. Because of that, I thought it would be awesome to do a video to talk about habits that I want to keep doing in 2025 instead of the things that I'm going to be changing about myself. If you are someone who is motivated by the idea of New Year's resolutions, more power to you. However, I think it's really important to recognize the good things that we did in the past and just kind of keep embracing those things. So the first habit that I am going to definitely be continuing to do in 2025 is reviewing my vision boards and bucket lists for the year. Something that I have done every single year now for a couple years in a row, at least 3 I think, is I make a yearly bucket list. Every year I like to set out some yearly goals, some yearly activities that I would like to complete. And I am going to insert a clip of just showing you guys some of the stuff that was on my bucket list, either for last year or for this year. I can do a whole other video on this topic because it is seriously something that gets me so pumped in December and January, and I just love reviewing my bucket list, checking off the things that I did, oftentimes also documenting those things with pictures in my scrapbook. But as I said, I am also a proponent of vision boards. I have made physical vision boards in the past. However, I actually think I like the method of creating a Pinterest board better. I did this for the first time last year. I just pretty much finished working on my 2025 one. But I think that a Pinterest vision board is so easy to create. It is so easy to curate your ideal life and quite literally visualize it with the pictures, hence it being a vision board. So I think that those are really useful to kind of review throughout the year and make sure that you are still on track, to make sure that you're reminded of what you're working hard towards. Those are really important things that help us stay disciplined and motivated all throughout the year. Now for a more traditional thing that I want to keep continuing to do is I want to make sure I am still intentionally getting in at least 5 days of physical activity per week. Last year, I did start going to the gym on a regular basis. I didn't really have a set amount of days that I would go, so I wasn't too strict on myself, but something I really want to make sure I do is even if I don't want to go physically to the gym, I want to make sure that I'm still getting in maybe at least 30 minutes of physical activity a day. We actually have a home treadmill in our house, and so walking on that is definitely an option, and then also walking outside is the other big thing I am kind of imagining. So in that same vein, in terms of health, I also am going to continue logging all of my food and eating in a deficit. This can be a whole separate video, but in 2024, I actually lost almost 50 pounds. And that is like a really deep rabbit hole. And I know that there is a lot of controversy and a lot of different advice surrounding weight loss and health and things of that nature. I am not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, but all I can say is what my own personal experience was. And so for me, logging calories, logging foods, especially on the app MyFitnessPal, has been extremely useful for me. And I want to make sure that I keep doing that so I stay on top of what I'm consuming. This isn't exactly a resolution because, as I said, I'm not really in the business of making resolutions. However, something I want to be more mindful of, even more than I already was, is my actual nutrition and my levels of vitamins, my levels of macronutrients, just to make sure I'm hitting the goals and making sure I am healthy all around. Kind of branching off of that, health is also not just physical health, but it is also about feeling good in your mind and feeling good in your environment. And so for me, one habit that I began in college that I might have mentioned in another past video is I have begun something I call the 10-minute cleanup. I set a timer for 10 minutes and I just pretty much tidy up my space. Usually it's my bedroom, sometimes like it could be other spaces too, especially when I have my own apartment. But this is something that if you do it on a daily basis, it really keeps everything in order. It makes sure that you're putting things away after you take them out and use them. And I have just found that an organized and clean space really helps me mentally. One of the bigger ones that I really want to be mindful of in 2025 is continuing to do things on my own. Now, a lot of people, they are so brave, they're so independent. They just go try out like a new restaurant alone, or like get their nails done somewhere new. I guess there's a lot of different reasons why I don't do it, but yeah, one of the biggest ones that connects all of them is like anxiety and fear. This is something that I really had a hard time with, especially right in the beginning of college, just feeling like afraid, feeling like I can't motivate myself to do things on my own. But I really want to continue on my journey in 2025 of loving myself and loving my own company, and also just like doing things if I want to do them. Like, I don't want me to be the thing that's holding myself back. A couple of weeks ago, I did post a video and I got my hair cut, I went and got my nails done, and those are things that I just like never really do. I certainly have never taken myself to get my hair cut, and I have never taken myself just to get my nails done. And I want to make sure that like I'm doing more of those things that make me happy, even if like I don't have a friend to bring with me, or like even if it's a place that I've never been before. So in that same vein, something I want to keep doing in 2025 is prioritizing self-care. As I just mentioned, I got the haircut very recently. I got a manicure done on my own for the first time in my life. And although these things are expensive, I still want to make sure like I am getting like service appointments and things that like help me keep up with that kind of maintenance, because it just like makes you feel good, and like it's an experience that is so worthwhile. But even outside of paying to have those things done by somebody else, I want to make sure like I'm always like painting my nails, painting my toes, because like I have all the stuff for it and I don't really use it. And the last one already that I have on my list, I really want to make sure I continue to reach out to people and take the first step. I would love to talk more about this in another video, so please comment below if you would be interested in this topic. But something that has been really difficult for me is how to deal with different friendships and relationships after graduating college. Post-grad life for me honestly has been pretty hard in terms of like the emotional and mental side of things. In the end of college, I had a good amount of friends. We all lived nearby. We all got to see each other multiple times a week. And I don't really live near any of my college friends. I don't know if I've seen any of my college friends pretty much since moving away from that town. And yeah, it's just been really hard for me. So something I want to make sure I'm doing is just not losing out on those kind of friendships, and then just other friendships too from other parts of my life. In the past, it's just something I've struggled with, like fear of like reaching out when you haven't talked to someone in a long time. It's the strangest thing, but I just like get nervous. I don't know. But yeah, fear, and then just like maybe thinking it will be awkward, or thinking that like for some reason they don't want to talk to me, which I feel like none of that is true. It's all just like fears of like the unknown that I've created in my mind. However, yeah, I just want to be proactive about fighting those things and trying to upkeep those relationships. I would love to like send people letters and more stuff in the mail. I love getting mail, like not bills, but like good mail. As a matter of fact, I would love to find like pen pals or something and like send like letters and like maybe some stickers or like whatever. That low-key is one of my dreams. I have to add that to my bucket list. But anyways, reaching out to people I think is going to be really big for me in 2025. So I hope that all of those habits and ideas struck a chord with you guys. I hope that they inspired you and gave you some ideas. Once again, I think that New Year's resolutions are kind of going out the window as of the past couple of years. I think it's old school, and I think it's about time we start celebrating our good habits that we already have, and we start really honing in on long-term goals in our lives. Thank you all for watching this video. I am planning on something really fun and really big in the next week. Hint, it has to do with trying on all of my clothes in my wardrobe. Stay tuned for that video. I hope you guys all had an amazing new year, and I wish you all so much luck and success and love in 2025. Please like and subscribe and comment and share, or just watch it, because I am so glad that you're hanging out with me right now. Goodbye.